I support him. I put my
What's
career on
what's
hold.
what's something tough? What is something tough you done ran into your marriage in 8 years?
Man, okay, so listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Relationships is not easy at all. You gonna have to go through the hard times to
You
get to a
stop.
better place. No, listen. Brandon, oh my God, I didn't say this man's name. Listen,
You
so
are.
Brandon, no, it's fine. Listen, I had his baby. When my baby was 4 months, this man stepped out on me. He lied to me. He told me that he was going to a friend's party, and that this friend, no, he never goes out, and he lied to me. You know what I'm saying? He put that lie to me so he can go and enjoy himself without me having to worry about what he got going on.
Okay, let me
But
stop you.
I end up
Let me stop you.
right.
'Cause I can tell right now you don't know when to stop talking. I got you. Hold on. Wait one second.
Oh, really, Joe? Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah. I can tell. I can tell you a rat out. You a rat it out. You a rat it out. But look,
I
check
will
this out. So
most
when
definitely.
how did you find out
Neat.
about the infidelity?
Why? Why?
Hold on, I can't hear him. You said what,
How did
Joe?
you find out about the infidelity?
It's just a hunch. Like I literally, when they say women intuition, I never
Mhm.
experienced it until I got to a certain age. Until I became a mother and I really felt deeply in love with this man, and I knew his every move. I knew his thoughts. Like I thought, I used to say things while he'd think it. So our connection became so intense that I can know when something ain't right. And
No,
that's what I
but
felt.
still, all the women in the comment section, commercial break me, please. For every
Uh
woman
huh.
talking about and
Uh huh.
when did he confirm it to you? Because I don't been accused a million times by women who try to say, I know, and they've been wrong before. Just because a woman say
You
I know
know what, Joe? No,
every time.
Joe, listen.
Woman's intuition
When
is
I know
real.
this man is cheating, I know his.
Facts.
No. Listen, a woman intuition is when a woman realize when something changed,
You
when
know what it
something
is? Because
ain't
men have patterns
predictable.
and they break the pattern and then
Listen,
you just
I
catch
was.
on.
Y'all talking to
They
a
do,
man.
they
You
do, they
talking to
do,
a man. You
and you're
talking to
Bruh,
correct.
a man.
y'all,
Yeah,
once
You're
we
correct.
learn you,
But
once we
listen,
learn you, that's it.
listen, Joe,
yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
Joe, Joe.
You're talking to
No,
a man.
listen. Joe. Right,
You
you right,
talking to
you
a
right.
man. You talking to
Well,
a
I
man
can only
telling you.
listen, but
When
I can
you in
only
tune with
express to you what I
somebody,
dealt
you
with
do
my man.
know.
With my man, though.
What you can
When you in
Tell me
tune
what
with
you'll do, because
someone,
I don't
you
know you.
do.
I don't know you as a
Who is that
man.
saying they know? I know they don't want to listen because they keep cutting me off. Who is that saying you know
I want to
because
hear
of
what you
No,
got to
no.
say so I could
Oh,
tell
not
you.
me. Yeah, that's not right.
okay, check this out. This is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Just because a man start moving different, it does not mean he cheating. He could be going through something because a lot of men don't know.
And you're right.
You gonna
No,
let me talk?
go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, though.
What's your
Because no,
sign, Joe?
listen.
Joe, you a Leo?
Sagittarius or something.
I don't
He
believe
not.
in signs, but I'll
That's
be a
okay.
statement.
What's your
Can
sign,
I
though?
can I finish my
He's jumping.
statement?
All
Can I
right, go
finish
ahead.
my
Go
statement?
ahead. Go
We
ahead.
want to know your sign, though.
I'm a Sagittarius.
I knew it.
Okay.
Sagittarius. I could
Okay,
tell.
so check this out. A lot of men don't know how to communicate what they got going on. He could be distant
True.
and does not mean he cheating.
True.
He could be
True.
stressed out and not saying it does not mean he cheating. And you saying because the pattern of majority of the women
No,
saying
listen.
they automatically assume
Listen.
you ain't
Joe, you
nothing,
got to be in tune. When you
Joe,
Yeah.
assist
Joe,
with
just hear me out
somebody
real quick.
and you're
Listen.
around
you're not
Joe.
letting
somebody,
me
you get
finish.
in tune
No,
with
you're not
them.
letting me
You
Can't listen.
finish.
You can't listen for the about. You have to listen for. You're listening for the about. You what you want to hear. You got to
For the
listen.
intake, yeah, we
right.
have to
You got
Well,
to
listen.
listen.
also,
And
Joe just
listen,
might
and
not
I'm always
understand because he's not a woman. It's a woman
talking right
intuition
here.
thing.
Listen.
No,
I
it's
done
a
been accused
human
by I
No,
thing.
don't
the
know
It's
one.
been
a
accused
Well,
by
that
human
women
too.
Oh
though.
my
thing.
God.
I
I
done
done
It's
been
been
not a
accused,
accused
bro.
by
woman
That's what I'm
women
thing.
talking
who
about.
have been
All I'm
wrong.
saying,
I done been
well,
accused. It's several men in the comment section
listen.
right now. I've been accused several times and they were wrong.
Uh-huh.
I
So
believe
don't
you.
tell me
Uh-huh.
it's a woman intuition.
But
You might be right about it.
Joe, a
It don't
woman
mean
into are not all about you though. A woman, no, listen,
Wait,
intuition
it's like
is
when
just
I'm
not
right,
all.
I'm right.
Listen,
But
a
if I'm
woman
wrong, I'm
intuition is
still
based off
kind
her
of right.
experience. Listen, No, listen, right? It's something we've seen before. A woman
ain't never
intuition
cheated on
is
you.
only something that we witnessed. Listen, I know my man cheated on me. Not only did I talk to the female, eventually I tricked him into telling me the whole truth.
I never said he didn't
What
cheat.
I'm telling you is I can listen. Right.
Joe's about to have a heart attack.
What you're saying is a woman intuition is not always correct. Listen, what you're saying is a woman intuition is not always correct when it comes to her discretion of the problem.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
No, you
what
don't.
I'm saying is a woman intuition. Listen, what I'm saying is a woman's intuition is what initially starts the whole fucking problem. I end up knowing I had a gut feeling. That was my first instinct. I had a gut problem. I asked him. I communicated with him.
I sat down. Veronica, since you want to keep over talking me, since you want to be aggressive, let's go deeper into the conversation then. Why you think he cheated on you? Let's ask you that. Why you think he cheated on you then, since you want to keep over talking me?
The reason he cheated on me is because he got power. First of all, when we enter this relationship, neither one of us had kids. No, you need to listen to me. Every man is not you, though, Joe.
Because he's insecure and he's a narcissist.
No. That's not why he. Yeah, no, he's jealous. But what I'm saying is, every man is not you, Joe. So every man don't have your same perspective when it comes. Like everybody don't have your view. So what I'm saying is, this man cheated on me. Our lives changed together. Listen. Listen, Joe, hear me out. Hear me out.
You trying to force me into your view, and then you want to say everybody don't share mine.
I'm just trying to tell you my perspective. That's all I'm trying to do is tell you my perspective. That's all I'm trying to do is tell you my view. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all going off in the comments. Give the woman a chance. Y'all judging her off.
I know they are.
I don't give a fuck about none of those comments. Listen, I'm not even paying attention to the comments. I'm not paying attention. I'm talking about real life.
Go ahead, get your point across, girl.
Life, Joe. I bought your books. I support you 100% because you're a strong black man and I see your growth. That's the only reason why I support you. And I really truly support you as a friend. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is everybody don't have the same road, Joe. You got to look at roads at different points, at different perspectives. You cannot say every man feel the same way you feel. Listen, just hear me out. That's all I'm saying is hear me out. Every man didn't go the lead that you went, my guy. That's all I'm saying. Me and my husband, our fucking relationship changed once we had kids. Why? Because it got to a point to where we start to say, okay, you're not doing this. Now we're leveling each other. Now we're saying, oh, you're not helping me be up with the kids all night. Listen, I had to put my life on hold for my kid. I got 3 girls, Joe, and you follow me, so you know. I got 3 girls. I do everything in my life for my girls. I give everything up. I sacrificed my career. I stopped going to college. I dropped out of college for my kids. He did not do that. He decided to I decided to allow him to go for his career, to go for everything you can be, because you're the king of this. You're the king of our family. You're the lead. I'm letting you lead. I'm giving you the opportunity to give me and your kids a chance to follow you and trust you and know that you're going to guide us in the right direction. Right. I gave up that. That's what I gave. And I've been to college twice and graduated once. I didn't finish college twice because I couldn't, because I sacrificed. myself.
You have lost track of what was the 8 years. What was your question?
But Joe don't understand. Listen, he's a man though. Listen.
You said you said something about women's intuition and you don't believe in that.
It's not right. Yeah.
Because you've been accused before.
He said he don't believe in that.
But it's not that it's not that it's not real.
What I'm saying is a woman's intuition is
wait, let me say something. It's not that it's not real, Joe.
It starts with intuition, and then it goes on to speculation, and then it goes to discovery, to where I'm looking at your motherfucking phone, and I see that you texting a bitch. That's where it goes. Where I'm looking at your motherfucking phone, and I see that you texting a bitch. That's where it goes.
Jeez.
What I'm saying is, I respect you, Joe. Listen, this is Veronica speaking now. Everybody else is just talking. What I'm saying is, I respect you, and I love the fact that you became a God-fearing man. You found the right track to get where you was going in the dark place, and it's hard to do that. And I follow you, and I got so many motherfucking drafts in my inside of my TikTok of me stitching you. Post that shit yet? You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't want my man to feel a certain way. But what I'm saying is, I respect you as a man and your growth. But what I'm saying is, everybody don't go the same direction where you go.
But I don't think intuition is gender specific.
Wait.
Intuition isn't gender specific.
It's not. It's not gender specific. But what it is,
can I talk?
It gives you that gut. You know when something wrong.
I'm trying to tell him something too.
Period. And that's anybody that loves somebody.
Veronica, let Neek say something. Veronica,
but I'm gonna go ahead and shut up. I am. I'm gonna go ahead and shut up.
Girl.
Go ahead and shut up. Y'all go ahead.
So I was saying that,
so, like, this love shit. This love shit go deep.
Veronica,
and it's crazy because it's for like. I'm sorry, y'all. So Joe, I feel like I'm fighting for my life. Joe, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give you a little food for thought. I'm 20 years in a relationship and married, so to the same person. So I think I have a lot of insight. I've been through a lot of shit. I've been through all that stuff too. But the point of the matter is, woman's intuition, and I'm being gender specific because that's how we started. It is real. However, no, you're not always right, because what happens is the trauma from the shit that you go through, you keep reliving it, and you keep thinking it's happening to you every time the pattern, or as you know, status quo pattern switches up. So it's not that we're always right when we have women's intuition, but it is usually we're usually right. But the other side of that is it's come from if you're coming from an unhealed place, then you're always gonna have that gut feeling. If you
reflection, right, you're the reflection.
Listen,
you
but
gonna look
right,
at it
and I feel
once
y'all.
you heal yourself, once you heal,
100%.
you not unless he just like literally is doing something, like, you know how sometimes people will start an argument or say you type stuff. That's the only time it'll be different. Is if they're giving you blatant
I'm hurt. Listen, people think that I'm hurt. People think that I'm just stressed out and all this. That's not what
you are.
I'm very passionate, and I'm not. You don't know me to say that. You don't know me. I'm just a very passionate. I'm an Aquarius. I am very passionate about. Listen,
sorry.
I don't care.
Oh my God.
Y'all the goddamn worst. That's why she talking like that. My mama won, my grandmama won, my daddy won, my man won.
Listen, I'm very passionate
don't listen to nobody.
With my life.
Y'all always right. God damn it. When is your birthday?
That's not true.
When is her birthday?
My birthday is January 31st.
Joe, you do get to talk. It's our turn.
I digress though.
I got cut off every time. I ain't get to talk.
Go ahead, I'm waiting. No, I need a charger. Go get your charger for me.
And women, Aquarius is not narcissistic.
Joe,
men
go
are
ahead.
most definitely.
The men is narcissistic.
The men Aquarius are very.
I feel like my mama narcissistic and she's an Aquarius, so I don't know what to tell you about that.
But I'm not narcissistic. Like, I have never been caught that in my whole 34 years.
I mean, it was hard to get
that's not
just now. That's no.
It's just that I'm passionate. Like, I ain't gonna judge you.
Yeah. How long did it take y'all to get married? Because why should it take anybody longer than 2 or 3 years?
It gotta happen.
I got the same baby daddy with 3 kids. So
I think it just needs to happen at the right time. And believe it or not, even at 10 years, 15 years, you could still not know somebody. Well, at 20 years, I still don't know.
Right. Because we change and grow and have different perspectives every day almost.
You almost, you know what it is too. A lot of people have to be patient with the process. Like, you might have changed, but maybe that person didn't change, and you got to give them time to catch up. And a lot of people aren't patient enough.
And they get frustrating sometimes.
I'm not.
And
you ready to check out.
And I've been having patience for that type of stuff for a long time. I've been patient for 13 years. So
I don't think so.
I don't care about who judged me. I don't care who judged me or anybody's comments. I know what I gave to this shit. Like, it's been 13 years. You know what I'm saying? And right now he's cool. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's like I can't enjoy the fruits of my labor just because of everything that I went through back then. So it's like I gotta hop on a new train. So regardless of what anybody think, because don't nobody know shit about me in reality, and I'm very passionate. So people just can say what they want to. I really don't care.
Yeah, you got to have thick skin for social media. You said he cheated on you because of power.
Listen,
I'm trying to get back to where I could.
Yeah, it's the power, Joe.
Okay,
it's the power.
Hold on. When you say he cheated on you because of power, once he confirmed it without running off 30 minutes, how long did it take you to get to a place of trust again? Cause I'm trying to go somewhere. I ain't trying to go back and forth no more because that ain't gonna work.
Right, but what it is what took me to get back to his trust was he had to prove himself. You know what I'm saying? He had to prove to me that I was worth it, and that is what it was. Like I had to prove to myself. Like I had to I had to make myself realize that he was who I really love, and he's who I really willing to go all the way there for. You know,
did you do any self-reflecting to say, well, what did I do in this? Not to say it's your fault, because I don't want you to feel like that, but what am I doing wrong that may have caused him?
I've asked him that question. I've asked, what did I do to where you went sour, or to where you felt like you couldn't come to me and talk to me and communicate with me how you felt to where we could get back on track. I've asked him that, but at some point I've stopped blaming myself, and that's just where I got to. I feel like I've been selfish to myself for so long, not only just with my relationship, but also with my relationship with my family. Like I had to stop
he actually give you an answer?
Did you know who the girl was?
He did.
Yes.
But he did.
She talked to her.
I didn't. Actually, she was from. I talked to her, but she was from his hometown. You know, we both moved to the city, not knowing each other, meeting each other, and being in a relationship with each other. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know her personally.
If I could start over in life, anybody that cheat is getting clipped right at the door.
True. Because the only way you can forgive somebody, right? Yeah. I've always been the type of female to be like, I would never take no shit from a man. I've always been her until I got in this relationship, and I have 3 kids. Now, I can't walk away alone. I have 3 kids, so I can't just think about myself how I navigate. I can't think selfishly no more. You know, I can think selfishly when it comes to me and my kids and taking off, but I can't just move on my own, and that's what my obstacle was. Like I had to realize.
Why can't you?
How many kids did he have when it happened?
He didn't have, like, when he cheated, my daughter was 4 months. She was 1 year old. She was 1. But our kids are stair steppers. So we got 3 kids under the age of 5. You know, I love my kids. I'm grateful for my kids, but I had to at some point in time I had to tell myself I was literally in his life to have his kids, and that's it. You know, that's what I did until I gave him an ultimatum. I gave him ultimatums, and I start to leave. I start to pack my shit and go with my kids because I'm very qualified. I have plenty of credentials.
You ain't never stepped out on him?
I have never stepped out on him. Never. The whole time I've been with him, I have never even looked at another man, never entertained it. And that's why I'm so hurt. That's why I'm so passionate about this shit. And motherfuckers will never know anything about somebody until they know the emotions behind the whole situation. So people judging me, that shit don't faze me. I don't care what nobody in the comments talking about. You know, I don't care about none of that. I promise to God I don't. I've learned to do that too. Like to look past it.
Let me ask you something.
What?
What's our communication like? Now let me ask you, hold on before you say that. Do y'all bump heads when y'all communicate?
Yes, we do. We do. But
you know what's crazy, Veronica, that I just peeped? Joe, can I say something?
Yeah.
This whole time, everybody like, why she so angry? Why she so aggressive? Why she so... You know my man is Aquarius, and when he talk, I be like, why you talking to me like that? And that's really his tone. That's the baseline.
Listen,
my mama is the same way. My
like not even crazy. Listen. That regardless of what you talking about, shorty. My man's an Aquarius too. We both Aquarius.
Girl, that is why y'all bump heads.
No, we bump heads because we so passionate about anything that we get involved in.
That's because you don't believe in it.
It don't. Like individually, we like listen. Individually, we both are. Yes, and listen, people, but I'm not too pride. Listen, I don't have too much pride to get off my high horse though.
Veronica, you don't know when to stop. And I ain't even saying that to be aggressive. I'm listening. You don't know when to stop. Let all jokes aside, you don't know when to stop.
You know what? That's something I struggle with though. That's something like I literally struggle with. No. Like that's something I'm trying to master that shit though.
Anybody on here talking about it's got something to do with a sign? Ain't got nothing to do with a sign. Because if you believe, for one, if you believe in the scripture, you believe in the Most High, right? Right or wrong? That's just a yes or no.
Right.
Veronica, you attend church anywhere?
I do.
Okay, now let's talk then. Because if you will continue to blame your sign as to why y'all bumping heads communicating, I'm pretty sure both of y'all done come to the conclusion that both of us have a problem when we communicate because we over talking one another. And I guarantee you, Veronica, if you've heard it before. That's a yes or no question. Have you heard it before that you over talk people?
Okay. Yes.
You said you have.
Yes.
Okay. At that point, that's a problem with correcting a behavior cycle. It's on you. It ain't got nothing to do with no sign. Because and then it's just like me sitting here. I'm watching everybody say too many people talking. If you paying attention, you pay attention. You're not paying attention. Because the conversation I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm a man who desires to be married. I'm not having a conversation to pick with your marriage because me personally, I don't believe in putting my mouth on nobody's marriage. But if you was open to be honest, I want to know what it looks like, good, bad, and ugly. Experience, what you learned, what you took from it, how you recovered, that's where I'm coming from. But then it go all these different directions. And then it got interesting because I ain't gonna lie, when you say he cheated because of power, that I'm gonna take my first initial thought was you're okay with being controlled. I ain't saying I'm right. No. Because you justified it in a sense to me by saying that's how he is, that's because of power. Because me as a man, if I stepped out, which I've cheated before, I've never been married, I would have never myself said I'm cheating because of power. Because if I'm saying that, because me personally, if I'm stepping out, I'm lacking somewhere. I'm stressed somewhere. I'm feeling anxiety somewhere. I'm feeling lack somewhere, and it's coming from somewhere else. I'm feeling relieved somewhere else. I'm feeling comforted somewhere else. I'm feeling nurtured somewhere else. I'm feeling peaceful somewhere else. It ain't got nothing to do with I got a pocket full of money. I do this. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's got something to do with the person I love and care about. True enough, when I'm there though, something is out of sync. And it's just so easy to go around somebody else who don't have all of this history, who ain't had all of these moments where we done bumped heads, who don't have, we done had all these disagreements, and now I'm able to go somewhere and I'm having a conversation and this person is listening. This person is nurturing me. This person is comforting me. And then all of a sudden, I'm willing, my mind is telling me, man, this seems better than there. Knowing it's a mistake. Knowing it's a mistake.
No, that's the heart eats lies when it's hungry.
Look, it does. I
want to make one more point, though. Mm-hmm. The intuition. Now, me personally, I'm going to call it discernment. Now, all I was saying was a woman is not, I'm not saying that she can't be right when she's feeling something. I'm saying it's not always what you're thinking. You never know. I ain't saying in your particular situation, because if I had to go on a limb, I'm going to say you deserve something before he cheated. So before you felt a disconnect somewhere, you felt distant somewhere before he stepped out. And if the intuition was exposed to something then, what was the steps you took to try to correct it before it got to the point of when he was going to cheat?
Joe, can I please speak?
No, I'm not. No. We're not gonna do that. When you say,
I like to rebuttal. Like you can't say.
I'm not done though.
Right, I'm not done. Go ahead.
When you, because I done been accused, and I ain't saying I ain't been accused before when a person wasn't right. I can recall several situations where it wasn't what I was doing. It wasn't where I was. We're talking about my intuition. You're wrong. That's all.
But once again, Joe, like I said, that's your experience. Every man don't have your experience. Every man don't move how you move. You feel me? Every man don't move how you move.
What they got to do with what I just said?
Well, listen. What I'm saying is his issue may be totally different than yours.
What does that have to do with what I said, though?
What I'm saying is, listen. I'm a child of God. Like in real life, when you battle on somebody who never even believes, or you trying to get on that same page, or you live in a certain way in life, and you trying to get them to move.
He's making you dull, honey. If he ain't sharp as you in the spirit,
yes. Like
you gotta leave him alone. Then he ain't for you. You trying to make it work, and
I've thought that. Listen, but what I'm not going to do is cheat my children. I'm not gonna cheat my children.
How is that cheating your children myself if you're unhappy?
Listen, because
if you guys
spiritually know it ain't right.
Being in a household with miserable parents yelling and cussing.
Listen, I sat there, Joe. I sat there and listened to you. Let me please rebuttal without nobody interrupting. Please. What I'm saying is, I am a statistic. My dad died when I was 4.
Nah, man.
I wish that on another. Would never wish that on regardless of how y'all feel about it, how I feel about it. I would never wish a child not having 2 parents in life. I would never wish that on anybody, and not knowing your identity on top of that. Like your dad not even I would never put my kids through that. I'm gonna do everything I can to get to what I need to get to where my kids need to get older, or they need to understand once I do leave. I can't teach them out of that. He a wonderful father when it comes to my kids.
Well, even if you guys weren't together, he would still be a wonderful father. If he's one, he would continue to be one.
It's not true.
That is true.
He gave up too much of himself.
It's not true. I have seen. Listen,
you gave up too much of yourself.
Yes, if a man is going to be there for his kid, there's nothing you can say or anybody else. I'm sorry.
Right,
I don't believe that.
I'm gonna give them whatever I got. Listen, whatever part I need to play for my kids, I'm gonna do that. I have 5 brothers. I got one brother that's a Christian, married to his wife for 20 years.
But you have a lot of resentment for what you've done.
I have no resentment.
You need therapy.
I don't need therapy. How y'all gonna sit here and diagnose this shit?
Listen, a lot of people say they don't need it, but they sound like they do.
I don't care. I've been through therapy. I'm still in therapy today after 20 years of my life. Therapy ain't shit. So y'all cannot sit here and tell me what I need. You don't know me.
Is this therapeutic for you right now?
God, y'all don't know what I've been. Listen, you cannot sit here and judge. This is my whole situation.
I'm not judging.
I'm definitely not judging.
Y'all listen.
We're listening to you and trying to figure out.
This is a judgment-free
answer. Y'all don't have an answer to every fucking body situation. Maybe your situation.
Answers.
Maybe your situation.
I told you I agree about.
Situation.
Listen, can I say something? God damn it, girl. Let me talk.
Y'all ain't been letting me talk since Joe stopped.
We do
literally the
whole time.
That's what y'all talking about. All I'm trying to do is explain and let y'all know who I am and what I've been through. That's all I'm saying. Like when you go through so much stuff and you try to get to a certain place and then study a struggle over and over again, and you study got people left and right trying to tell you how to live your life and try to tell you what's wrong and what's right, and they ain't even got their own life figured out. How you gonna tell me what I got going on and how I need to fix it? Okay, so just listen then. Hear me out.
But
that's
see,
all
I know too much about. I don't know. You giving off that same vibe. That's what I'm trying to.
It's cool because at this point I'm done trying to explain. Like I don't have to explain to y'all. I'm just literally a fucking person that's vulnerable enough to explain my situation to y'all, to explain who I am and why I am the way I am. Yeah, right now I'm tipsy. You know, I've been drinking tonight. But what I'm saying is that's probably what's engaging the point that I'm not listening to anybody, or y'all not. I feel like y'all not letting me get my point across.
We are,
Veronica.
We are, honey. You've been talking. We've let you get your point. You interrupted Joe, Neek. Like everybody's just giving you our opinion. You don't have to take it. It's not facts. We don't know you at all, but you're here venting, and we're trying to tell you what we're taking out of it. And then you chewing us up.
Yes, and one thing, opinion and advice are two different things. I'm not giving no advice.
I said at the beginning of this conversation that I'm venting to Joe. I'm literally talking to Joe because I do respect.
But it's not only Joe on
being
here,
a man of God. But
it ain't Joe only on here, and he wants to talk to everybody, not just you.
He's literally the man that has insight on different situations in life.
But you're the only one that's being able to talk. What about my insight? What about Neek's insight?
Well, get your insight then. Because the whole time you've been on here, you've been judging everybody.
We can't.
Well, I shut up so you can. So go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. So since you got a situation that you can't talk about it.
I mean, yours was interesting. I was trying to talk with you, but you're so aggressive. It's making me have anxiety.
All right, we're gonna now. I got it. We're going one at a time. I'm gonna mute it. Go ahead.
You want to go first? Because I'm tired.
I don't have nothing to say. I wanted to talk with her, but
no, I got. You can say what you want to say, and then I'm gonna unmute it so it ain't going back and forth.
Well, I think a lot of the stuff that she said, I questioned earlier. I said, "Girl, you was drinking," because I could tell, like, when you in that mode.
Neek, I can't hear you.
I don't know why.
It's better now.
Okay, I have my hand on the microphone. No, I was saying earlier, I could tell that you had a little something to drink because you was going off, and it's okay. We here, we listening, but you got to be able to listen if you ever plan on having any growth. Listening and growth is interchangeable. You got to listen to learn. So yes, we hear you. We hear your trauma. And I was trying to say something to Joe. I lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what the point was. It was too much. And I said, I'm familiar with it. Like, to everybody else, say, like, she angry, she aggressive. Honestly, besides the alcohol, it's her tone, and they don't hear themselves. That's my personal opinion about, I know you don't believe in science, but people born under that moon, they do not hear themselves, and they are easily offended. I deal with this shit every day. I have studied it to a T.
That's an excuse.
It sounds like an excuse, but I'm telling you.
You're giving them an excuse to continue on in their behavior. Call it what it is and move on. If they not listening, it's because they not. It's not. You can study all you want, blame it on astrology. It is a choice.
It's a behavioral, like you said earlier. It's a behavioral.
We're grown people. You're making an excuse for that. That's like a man telling a woman, I have a sex addiction. That's why. No, you're choosing.
Two different things, but yeah, I that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. That's how I feel about people like that. Like, I just feel like, only because I've been dealing with it for a long time. I just said it, that all the people, no, I'm from New York. All the people around me are born the same time she born. Not saying, I'm not making that the focal point. Don't get me misconstrued, but I am saying that it took me a long time. Like, he said, I'm not talking you crazy. That's just how I talk. And I used to be like, what the fuck? what's wrong with you? But no, then I learned, no, that's really how this fool talks.
Who is this talking? Neek, I got a question for you then.
Sure. And I'm not making excuses, guys. You have to learn people.
Can I ask you a question?
You have to learn people, yes.
You said learn people. Do you said the sign, what is that, an Aquarius sign you talking about?
Yes.
Do you believe every Aquarius got their problem?
No, because my daddy's an Aquarius. Listen, he's different. He's patient, and he listens, and he is able to let you get your point across. However, if it's something that he's passionate about, your ass ain't gonna be able to get a word in. Like if he's talking about some shit that he don't like white people, you're not gonna be able to communicate with him in a proper manner, because all you're gonna hear is this tone. You ain't gonna hear nothing else. So yes, I believe Veronica is right. They're very passionate people about the shit that they think is real.
It's behavioral. Your daddy has understood. People are he's saying the same thing. But your dad. But you said he's patient. How's your dad patient? But your husband is. Can't hear himself.
But no. What I'm saying is, my dad is more mature, right? So I'm saying that he knows when to listen, right? But what I'm saying is, if it's something he don't agree with, like to me, my dad is a hard on. I don't like white people. I don't trust them. If it's about that, then guess what? You gonna get the aggressive dad. You ain't gonna get the patient, loving dad.
But we were talking about intuition, and we was talking about.
It just went all out over the whole Aquarius thing. I'm not focusing on Aquarius. I'm just telling you that I don't think she's aggressive. I just think that's her tone. Because I learned these people. That's all I'm saying.
But that's a problem. Cause I had a homegirl that's from Chicago. And she was super aggressive. And for me, I'm like, why you always coming off aggressive? I feel like you trying to fight, or you trying to boss up on me, or trying to and I'm a Pisces, and I like astrology. I look into the characteristic of people so I can kind of know and handle people. But I also look at the practical of, okay, this could be a behavioral problem. You're not really being honest with yourself, and the people around you haven't been honest with yourself as well for you to change their behavior. So you can't really say, oh, Pisces emotional, they're crybabies. No, we have to realize as a individual that, hey, you need to recognize your triggers. You need to heal from this. You need to understand, or you need to not be around these people who make you feel that way. So for me, astrology is about characteristics. Okay, do this person match the characteristics, or is this really an issue? And it typically be, like Joe said, a behavior issue that they don't want to fucking change.
That's absolutely true. But it exists, so it's like,
Hey, Nick.
It exists.
Hey,
just because two people don't believe in astrology and stuff, people having the same characteristics don't mean it don't exist. It does exist.
Let me ask you a question, Nick. What you believe in?
I believe in God, and I believe that people that are born around the same time, you can pick up on some of their characteristics, just like Cancer. Listen, you still talking about. I believe in God. I'm spiritual. I don't have no particular faith. I am a spiritual person.
That's all I needed to know.
That's it. I'm a spiritual person. I was raised by my grandmother in the church. I know the Bible front to back. My daddy's a Muslim, so I have a little bit of his understanding. So, it's just, I don't consider myself being Christian, Baptist, Pentecostal, none of that stuff. I am a spiritual person because I feel the spirit of God. I believe I am God. Not to say you know what I mean? I just believe that everything I live for, I live righteously. I walk in that image. I do unto others. I am that type of person. And that's just it. So I'm not a bimbo for astrology. I'm just telling you from talking.
Because you running off. You answered it. Where did astrology come from?
Because when she said she was an Aquarius and he was an Aquarius, I just felt like, God, Where
did astrology come from?
I just said, because she said she was an Aquarius and her husband was an Aquarius.
I'm asking you
you mean in general, like from, bruh, I ain't that, I don't know. I don't know. Exactly. I was born learning astrology. I don't know.
My point.
You gotta listen to me, Joe. I never said that it's real or not. But let's take away the word astrology. Let's take away that word.
Because that's your argument. Your argument is based on astrology.
I don't want to argue about astrology. All I'm saying.
Your context is astrology, though, and you just say you don't know the history of it. Come on. You just say you don't know the history of something that you believe. Come on now, Nick. Admit when you're wrong. Get for real.
I don't know the history of taxes, but I gotta do them. That's one of my arguments. I don't want to look. There's people out there that want to identify as.
We can't hear you, Nick. Yo.
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying like there's people out there that want to identify.
How old are you?
As a man or a woman, and they want to identify as what they want to identify, and then we gotta accept that, right? We gotta accept it.
No.
So
like one of my arguments with behavior issues. No.
One of my arguments is I went to school, I went to college, and they never sat me down and took a computer and said, when you go to work, you have to pay taxes, and here's how you do it. Right? So everything is not something that you did. I'm 40 years old next month, actually.
Woo woo! 40 is the new 20.
Okay. All right.
You look good, girl. Woo
woo. Thank you. I get that all the time. 27.
Okay, Nick,
anyway, I ain't here to like be the star of the show. I just said what I said, and that's it.
That's cool. That's cool because you see, it's like you feel like you got to explain too much. I ain't slow. I get you don't have to talk that much. It's a simple answer. So when you say where astrology come from, you say I don't know where it come from, but you will use it to determine someone's behavior. That's amazing to me.
We were raised on astrology.
Well, she know a little bit. She said it goes with the moon, the phases of the moon, so she know a little bit about not.
I don't need to know where astrology derived from. All I know is that's how we. Who didn't grow up saying, when's your birthday? And learning, what's your sign? And now you do the research. Who made astrology? Sigmund Freud? I don't know. I don't give a damn.
I did.
Who study? Anybody in the comments study astrology? Because there's a lot of people out here that really do that stuff.
And if they say they studied it, tell me where it come from. Please.
I don't know where it came from. I don't know where a lot of shit come from. That's why I started talking about the taxes and everything else. Who taught us that?
And that's why it's important to find out. I think it's amazing that you would say, I don't know where it come from, and you encourage to find out. That's amazing.
Where it come from, then, Joe? You know where it comes from? Teach me, educate me. Let me know.
They all in the comments talking about the Greek gods and
right.
They know more about astrology than I
do
about the Bible. Witchcraft. Listen,
he ain't about astrology. He was just talking about discernment, which is great because intuition is technically discernment. Yeah. So
it was just. I mean, I just going back to the context.
Kadira said it. Astrology was used to predict seasons. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm intelligent enough to know what I'm talking about. I don't. If it's perceived incorrectly, then that's on y'all. Like I'm good.
I'm not. You good. You good.
No, I'm talking about the people in the comments because they having a hissy fit. Or like you. This your mentality at 40, man. I could teach a lot of you a lot of things.
Why are you caring about strangers that don't know you?
I don't. No, it's no care. There's no care. I'm addressing them in their comments.
Dialoguing with you.
Okay, all right. I want to go back to the context because for some reason the context is, we was talking about.
We talk about everything. That's what people do when they up at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
It's 2 a.m. in Texas, Nick. Where are you at?
I'm in New York.
Oh yeah,
it's 2 a.m. in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in Texas as well.
Yes, 2 a.m.
I was just trying to get to I can't even get it out.
Ain't nothing funny though. Ain't nothing funny.
Yeah, wait, y'all, but it's like I didn't say that I'm sitting here swearing by astrology. Y'all tripping up a little bit on what I said, but I digress. I ain't got nothing else to say about it.
I was only tripping because when I said is every Aquarius like that, you said no. Then you use your dad as an example to contradict your statement.
he's matured.
Can I finish?
Have I experienced the same content of tone? Yes. Go ahead. Do your thing.
You contradicted yourself because before you said that, I called it a behavior issue and I said it was a choice. And by me saying that, that is me saying it's got something to do with maturity and then taking accountability. And you used your daddy for the exact same example that I explained to try to better your argument, which trumps your argument. That's all I was saying. Back to Veronica. Now, I was
asking. You didn't have to pull it out. Everybody caught that, okay? You didn't have to tell her that.
She just tried to overtalk me. She just tried to overtalk me again with the same example and was going to try to explain to me. I'm
definitely not that invested in it, actually.
I'm saying this on the sake of Veronica because I'm a believer, Nick. I don't knock with nobody. But somebody say that they believe something, please come with something that's solid and give somebody a foundation when you giving information. It is very important. Listen, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And when you giving information, if it ain't solid, you can mislead. Hold on, I'm talking. You can mislead a person. So by telling her that a strategy is correct, going back to explaining it as an excuse, you're giving an Aquarius a reason to say in their mind, oh, I'm an Aquarius, this is why.
Moolah. All that damn noise.
That's what I'm saying. I can repeat what I said if they didn't hear what I said.
I heard what you said, but I think that it's a stretch from what I was saying.
It's not a stretch when you talking to somebody who done said that they a believer. You said you're not a believer. You said you are spiritual. That your beliefs don't line up with
Wait a minute. I didn't say that. I said I believe in God.
No, but your beliefs don't line up with her beliefs. She's a believer. She believes in the word. And you're giving information to her. That is the definition of
But I didn't say I don't believe in the word.
You just said you were spiritual. That's not the word.
What? So being spiritual is not believing in the word? You got to know the word to be spiritual.
So what exactly do you believe in then?
I said I believe in God.
You believe in Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ?
Yes, sir.
You believe he died for our sins?
Yes, I do.
Then why you didn't say that? Why did you go to spiritual?
I said I believe in God and I'm a spiritual person. And to me, they're related. But maybe your interpretation of it is different. But if we need clarity, I've given it. That's my clarity.
Okay, bet. Now we're on the same. Okay. We on the same page. Now I most definitely got to speak to you because the word do not agree with astrology.
Where in the Bible does it say that the word doesn't agree with astrology?
One of the knives is missing. I told you to come.
Everybody in the comment section. When I said, where does astrology come from? Majority of the comment section, they went to the Greek, they went to Mesopotamia, they went to what they went to is what we call it come from a man. And they said, let the Most High be the truth and every man be a lie. Astrology came from a man trying to get closer to the Most High and get answers. That's where astrology came from. It came from somebody thinking they could study the stars, that it could connect to people's personality and it's paganism. It came from somebody trying to understand it's a part of domestication. That's why he said, let the Most High be the truth and every man be a lie. That's where astrology came from when you asked me a while ago. And the astrology does not align with that. And going back to the behavior, because if you believe in the word, he said, whoever is in Christ, he's a what? New creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. That does not align with astrology. It comes with maturity. That's why he said to take you off the milk and you start eating meat.
You got me there. Now you got me. Now you got me. All right.
I'm talking.
You preaching.
Oh no. I'm gonna get that out. I'm gonna get that out. No. I can't let you do that. There's too many people on here. When you saying you're a new, when you go into and saying I'm a new creation, what that means is what he say. When I became a man, what do he say? I put away with childish things, right? If you know you got a problem with over talking people, when you come into Christ and you looking at that word, and he telling you what your problems is, what your issues is, what's keeping you from moving forward and becoming a better person, you don't get to use astrology and say, because I'm an Aquarius, I can over talk people. And this is coming from a person who just confessed you said you was a believer. And in fact, if you're a believer, then pick your word up and agree with the word. Stop agreeing with a man. That's the truth right there. And if you want to disagree with that, you're going to take that up with the Most High. Because you say you believe in God. Go look it up. Go study it. Go pull it up. That's why I asked you, what do you study? That's why I asked you, what do you know? Because that's the word of the Most High right there. And if you want to excuse a person's behavior by saying astrology, it don't line up with God. That's all I'm saying. Let me get my charger.
Can you show me the scripture, Joe? Because I really need to see it.
Just go to your phone and pull up. I think it's either in Psalms or in Proverbs where the scripture is let God be a truth and every man be a lie. And then you could pull up when he say don't follow the traditions of men. It's somewhere in the New Testament. It's either in Mark, Luke, or John. One of them. Don't follow traditions of men. Astrology is a tradition of a man. It's that simple.
Okay, Joe. I hear you. I'm following.
Somebody pull the scripture up, because I know that.
You got the Bible. Why you can't pull it up?
Man, listen, man.
I got the Bible on my phone. I can't get off the live or it's going to interrupt everything. So can you try to find it in Psalms? We got time tonight for God, Joe. So
let God be true and every man be a lie in the scripture. Let God be true and every man be a liar. Go to it's in Romans. Let God be true.
Romans 3:4. They said it looked like a couple of people said that in the comments.
Hold on. It's one in Psalms too.
Okay, can you unmute Neek?
It's something.
Neek.
Eyes are gonna sit here and be quiet. I'm nervous now.
All right, Tiana.
Eyes are gonna sit down and be quiet.
Listen, I like that, Joe. I like that.
When my grandmother always taught me.
Because I've been confused about, I'm sorry, Neek. I've been confused about like tarot readings and because they be spot on. So like it's been kind of having me away from the word, but I know God is real and I felt it. I've cried out to him like several times because of my own ways and my own devilish ways that I feel and just the lack of what I don't have right now. So
can I ask you
thank
something?
you. Thank you for that. That's all I wanted to say.
No doubt. I gotta ask you, what you said the tarot cards have been correct before. What exactly, Veronica, I'm finna unmute you. When you say the tarot cards have been correct, can you give me something specific?
You're not talking to me. Like, I'm like, because I'm like, you said something about tarot
like cards. Relationships, basically just like this past relationship that I got of and how I need to move forward in life, like just being disciplined, consistent, getting into my spirit guides, but basically how I feel is getting back to God. So that's how I take anything that they tell me. I always put that back into God. I never say like, hey, this is, devilish or anything, if that makes sense. Like you said, how I said, intuition is basically discernment because I feel like that is basically discernment, and
do you feel like the tarot cards like you didn't already know?
Huh?
Do you feel like the tarot cards told you anything that you didn't already know?
Right.
Kendrick, I see you.
Basically.
We being respectful. Yeah. It's not about him having anybody in line. We're here. I'm on his live. I don't know this man from a can of paint. This is my first time in his live. So I'm listening and I'm giving him his opportunity and We chilling. Why you gotta be so chauvinistic?
Nick, don't even pay attention to them comments. I swear I ain't looked
They
at them
so
one
nasty.
time.
That's why celebrities hate people. Because
yeah, I'm not even reading them. I don't care what they talking about.
Me either, Neek. That's why I said don't even pay attention to
I gotta
them.
get
We
used
all
to it. I mean, I'm new
dialoguing
to
and having a
TikTok. I
good
don't do it.
conversation.
This is my first
But we
time
all
doing it.
dialoguing and having a good conversation. Like, this is what happens. This is what they do. They can't even be on here and be in the presence of a good conversation. That's how bad they want to be up here.
Yeah, that most definitely comes with the territory in the social media realm for sure. Yeah, that most definitely. Let me. I was asking. Do you feel like?
Yes, I feel like they're telling me something that I already know spiritually, because I do believe in God. I do believe in my discernment and the prayers that I prayed. That yes, I already know what I need to do.
Question. If you knew that before the tarot card, why you feel like you needed the tarot?
Confirmation. I always look for validation from people because I always wanted to be, somebody.
Justified.
It's like that I can't across to in my life. Like, am I doing good? Do I need to do this? Which direction I need to go in? But all along, I've always took my own decisions. Even if it was fucked up and I was pissed off and mad at myself, I still took what I wanted because I don't know.
And spiritually, I hear you, and I don't deal with tarot cards. I don't deal with tarot cards, readers, anything. Like, I have one of my close friends. Every time she comes to me, she says she went to the man. Y'all know about the man. I went to the man or the woman, and they told me this and they told me that, and I'm looking at her like, girl, if you don't stop, because that same person you going to is twisting you. You don't need nothing but faith. I don't do none of that. It's, to me, I feel like it's all a Jedi trick. I don't do it. Even just reading your horoscope.
Nick, can I respond to you?
Pseudo stuff. Sure.
Nick, can I respond to you real quick? Because I truly agree with you when it comes to the faith part. Because that's something hard for me. What was hard for me to master too. Not only not listening to people, but it was hard for me to gain my faith. I grew up in church as a child, as a baby, my whole life. When I became an adult, I stopped going to church because I wasn't forced. So I ended up gaining a relationship back with God, with Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, all of them. I ended up gaining myself back with them by finding the God within me. And then once I did that is when I found my faith. And that's why I'm struggling so hard to get to my goal, my purpose, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just at that age right now. I don't know. Like a lot of, and I was very emotional at first. And I know, y'all, I struggle with listening to people. That's something I
That video went out. Oh, there you go.
Like when it comes to listening to people, I struggle with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm still growing. Like, I'm still not done. He ain't done with me. But what I'm saying is, I don't want everybody looking at me sideways, thinking that I'm this or I'm that, or I'm struggling or I need counseling. Like, I mess up like everybody else do. I always fall back in, but I always fall back in place. You know what I'm saying? That's just because I continue to live with the God in me. And I literally, now I'm walking by faith, and I learned that a couple years ago, to literally walk in faith. So I know exactly where you're coming from, real talk. And I just hate that everybody in these comments, everybody on this live, like, sitting here and judge me about me and my breakdown. Like, that was a breakdown for me, because I ain't did that in a long time. And it come around every so often. So people don't know me. They don't. That's why I kept saying, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know what I've been through. None of that. So it's times I get emotional. It's times I get over to where I speak and I get loud and try to take over conversations because I feel like I'm not heard. And that's my excuse. It's not because I'm an Aquarius. So I don't want y'all to put that on me, because I stopped looking at horoscopes and stopped wanting to talk to any type of person to give me my future, because I learned to walk by faith. And that's just it. That's what it is.
And it's not necessarily a struggle.
It just feels like a struggle. The people who it feels like a struggle, but it's something I gotta overcome. So for me right now, it's a struggle, and it's something that I haven't overcame yet. So until I overcome it, it's gonna be a struggle for me.
Thanks for your transparency.
Anything.
Yes,
and that's
Veronica.
anything. That's anything in life. Like everything get thrown at me, and I still fight it. And I'm always a strong one. And sometimes when I get vulnerable and I want people to hear me, it's like, oh, she going crazy. She needs this, she needs that. And that's not even the case.
And just to tap in, Joe, that's when I let go all that intuition stuff. When I let all that hurt go, I walk with God. Because let me tell you something: if you living righteously and you doing good to people, whatever is being done to you in the dark, God is gonna reveal it in time. May not be on your time, but it's gonna be on time.
Yeah.
So
everybody say I'm mean.
I can't chase and run nobody down to know what they doing or what they not doing. God be with you. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. and good luck.
My whole life is literally consistent of catering to people. I'm a nurse, so I cater.
Me too.
I've been catering all my life. And sometimes it just feels good to have somebody hear you, to hear you screaming, to hear your pain, to recognize it and to acknowledge it. That's it. And tonight, y'all all caught me at my vulnerable stage. I don't do this type. I don't even go live, and I got 15,000 followers. I don't do none of that. I swear to God, on my kids, I don't do none of this. But tonight, I'm just vulnerable. Like, I'm tired. I'm just tired, and that's it. And I'm tired of being ran over. Whether if it's him cheating, whether if it's anybody, my mom treating me wrong, whether if it's me going through what I went through years ago as a girl, just anything, whatever brings me to an emotion. All emotions are doing is screaming, listen to me, hear me, feel me. That's all it's doing. And it's so cruel how the world is today.
The world been like this. The world been like this.
I'm just saying.
My grandmother was telling me since I was 5, there are demons walking the earth. And I didn't understand her until she was gone. Every word she told me, I hear it.
I've known that since I was a child. I know I was a child being in church. I've always known this. Demons walking the earth. But I've never realized it until I had to fight them myself. So it's different when you fighting your battles from when you hearing it. And it's just crazy. I'm done talking.
I'm be praying for you, girl, because you got it.
We all gonna do that. I will. Sure.
And a lot I've been wanting to give the world a hug, Joe, because the whole world need a hug, and I could tell by reading the comments that the whole world need a hug. Every day I wake up, I say the whole world need a damn hug.
It's a beautiful. For one, it's a beautiful moment. I don't think there'll be a person on here who won't lay that and pray before they pass out. And I want everybody to know, I can be confrontational and still love you. It ain't no beef. It ain't none of that. Like, cause I understand hurt. I know what it sounds like. I know what it look like. I know what it feel like. I know ain't none of us healed all the way. Ain't none of us got all the answers. We all here for each other. That's what it's for. You know what I'm saying? He said, listen, man. So when I'm listening, I'm listening to really hear and pay attention. I'm not listening to just respond, because I don't take opportunities like this for granted, man. Like, I don't know y'all, but I got love for y'all, because I know I still carry a lot of pain. I still carry a lot of trauma. I still got triggers. I could only imagine, all honor to the Most High. I asked the question about the marriage, and it could have been a trigger. And if it triggered me, and then it kind of bad, I want to apologize. You know what I'm saying? What I do.
It's not my marriage.
I do hope, something positive came out of it, something comforting, something encouraging, something that edifies you in some form of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the reason why, a couple of weeks from now, you thinking about the conversation that we had. like I said, we all of us don't got it together. I was sitting. It was a couple of weeks ago, man. That matter of fact, it was about a week ago that I had been praying for something for a long time, man. And sometimes it's just hard to understand. I don't care how much reading you do, I don't care how much study you do, I don't care how much praying you do, I don't care how much faith you got. Sometimes it's just hard to understand why certain things happen to you in life. And when that trauma and that stuff lay on you like that, it really ain't a level of confirmation that can just peel the layers off of that thing, man. Like Gideon asked the Most High several times, like, if it's really you, you know what I'm saying, you got to show me, you got to think. I'm 35 years old. I don't know how old everybody else over here is. I'm 35 years old, and my first 25 years of my life was hell. So by the time I'm asking them, you know, you're going to have to show me something different. It took so long because at that point, I don't want to trust you. I don't want to believe you. I don't want to, but I know I needed something. It's a void there. It's something right there. You know what I'm saying? And still, at this point, you know, I still have my moments regardless of, you know, like I got the house now, like social media presence. Like I've been given everything I can ask for. You know what I'm saying? And it's still times where I'm like, it don't feel like he there. You know what I'm saying? But I have to find them moments of when I can reach back and say, it had to be. So
right.
Yeah. So I get brokenness. You know what I'm saying? I get triggers. I get, you know, I get it all. Like I can feel it all. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it personal. I don't mind going back and forth with my brothers and sisters on anything because they say faithful are the wounds of a friend, deceitful are the kisses of the enemy. A person that'll tell you what you want to hear and won't risk the friendship by telling you the truth, they not good for you. And that's the word. And I don't mind sitting here having the most difficult conversations if it's going to result to some kind of understanding, some kind of love, some kind of peace. If we can go weeks without talking, if it come back to, hey, man, I thought about what you said, I looked up with whatever. If it'll come to that right there, that's what it's all about. The enemy, we could get on here and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's what he wants. That's confusion. But then when you come to when we get to this right here, he ain't got no fight. He ain't got no win because it ain't got nothing to do with gender. It ain't got nothing to do with no power struggle. It ain't got nothing to do with what you studied, how much you know. What it's got something to do with, he said, you will know them by their love for one another. And if anybody on here judgmental, he said, first one without seeing, you cast the first song.
Amen.
If anybody on here ain't went through some kind of trauma, ain't got triggered, ain't got some kind of void, ain't got something they dealing with, you a lie.
That's right.
For any of us to sit on here, and I understand social media, but if any of us sitting on here and we all know it's something that's bothering or something that you go through, something that you dealing with, maybe financial, it might be your family, it might be an insecurity, it might be depression, it might be stress. I don't know what it is, but it's something that you being attacked with every single day that you have to fight through. And if you get on here and fix your mouth and really come from a judgmental place, yeah, you wrong. And that happens because you know why? A lot of times we want to deflect. We want to deflect and we want to feed off another person's pain, what they dealing with, what bad choices they made. I would have did this different. I would have did that different. And the whole time you done been in a situation like that before and you didn't do it different. You done.
And that's exactly what I feel like I just went through. Literally.
And we don't.
Everybody.
Go ahead.
Oh, everybody heard me. I'm sorry, Joe. Everybody heard me screaming. They heard me yelling, but they really didn't. Don't nobody know where I'm coming from. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not a person. Like, I give for a living. I literally give everything that I have for everybody, for anybody. Homeless men, people, everybody. I give to everybody. I'm not a malicious ass. I just want empathy and put like I don't need nobody's. I don't need nobody to look at me differently. I don't need that. I don't need nobody to judge me for what I've been through and how I'm screaming and what I'm going through at this moment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've had a long road. I've had a long road. And it's like I take 10 steps forward and take 5 steps back.
When you
and that shit is hard as hell.
We don't give each other the level of grace that we want the most.
Want God to give us. Yeah, yes. Ooh.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I'm bad with that, man. Like I be thinking like people need to have it, or like stuff that I know or I do, people need to do, and if they don't, like it just be irritating me. And I'm like, man, you got to get yourself together. You cannot let this little stuff get to you, because everybody not gonna perceive things like you or do things like you, you know. And you can't do everything on your own, so that's a battle.
I appreciate y'all too, man.
I just had to learn how to stop putting my expectations.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to stop putting my expectations on other people. I can't see what I feel like they should be at in life, and that's just that. That's how I go about every day. I can't put my perception on anybody else, and that's just how I move personally. I don't do that. Like I don't put. I can say you need to think like me. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know where you came from. I don't know where you're going. So I can't. I won't. And I to this, like for a long time I stopped doing that. And because if I don't, that will literally drive you to judgmental, to being judgmental, to being so